Today we are going to see Prince Caspian live action play at Museum of the Bible. So we're in Washington, D.C. We stayed at Airbnb last night. Pretty amazed. Washington, D.C., it really has not been that crowded coming in or this morning. And also it doesn't have like that ruthless driving big city feel where people are honking at you like crazy and cutting you off. I'm from Detroit, so maybe I'm more used to it than others, but it really hasn't been that bad. So let's check out the museum. It's the top floor of Museum of the Bible. Lots of light, beautiful. See the Capitol, National Archives. You can see the Washington Monument. Great little place for some homeschooling. What did you guys think of the first exhibit that we went through?
Cool.
It was pretty interesting. It was a series of videos and sound effects and different rooms that you'd walk through, told basically the story of creation all the way up to, what did it end with? Ezra? Ezra, yeah.
Texture.
What do you see? You look at the
Branches.
plants? Branches?
They're letters.
Oh, they're actually little names. Is that interesting? Perspective is an amazing thing. One's distance from an object.
We're gonna do is push it from this side all the way over to that side. Oh, okay. You got it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes the fire alarm goes off at a museum and everybody gets to go down these beautiful stairs. We wanted an adventure, we got it. And now for the main event, Prince Caspian live action. And they have some other things. We saw a horse and his boy. We have not seen whatever that is, the Scarlet Pumpernickel. All right, nerd moment. There's a vent under every person's seat. That's actually incredible to me from a HVAC perspective. That seems pretty elaborate for a theater. Say hi, kids. We got the first row in the balcony so that no one will be over the kids in their way. Just got a picture of you looking like a total dork. Looking like a real goof. Laughing at the kids.
Are you watching them?
It's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese for Christian kids. Where's Skeet Ball? These are fun games. Daniel in the lion's den. Gotta throw the balls in.
I can only...
Clearly we're rock climbers and not baseballers. Based on what I'm seeing. And I guess it's good that God protected Daniel from the lion's den and not ball throwers. I mean, the little guy has a broken arm, but
Oh, that was close, Paul.
but it's not his broken arm he's using, so. Paul, a day at Museum of the Bible. What did you think?
Great.
Great? What did you like the most?
For play mostly.
What play did we see? Yeah, we saw Prince Caspian put on by the Logos Theater, the Academy of Arts in South Carolina. What about you, Peter?
Huh?
What did you think of your day at Museum of the Bible?
Great.
Great. What was your favorite part?
Probably the play.
The play, Prince Caspian. What about you, Bex?
It was good.
Also the play? I feel like we barely scratched the surface. There was a fire alarm pulled, and we really got to explore like two exhibits on, not even two exhibits on 2 floors before we made our way to the play. We also did the virtual reality thing over there, which was cool. I would say for the money, it probably was worth it, but not overwhelmingly. It's just my opinion.
Can we go to a pawn shop?
I would like to come
For the
back.
money, what was worth it? The play?
The virtual reality thing? What did you think of the virtual reality goggles?
Cool.
Yeah, I think it was $10 a person, and it was pretty cool. But I wouldn't say overwhelmingly. Yeah, that thing. I would like to come back, maybe as an adult with older kids, or no kids because there was a lot still to do that we didn't get to. But I did enjoy it. Come on.
Do it. Do it.
What? What is it?
Do it. Smell it.
Someone tell me.
No, you gotta get ready. First, Daddy first. No, Mom and Daddy at the same time so they can say no.
Okay, all right. Paul broke his arm over 2 weeks ago, and his hand has been hanging there like that for a long time. And the children just lost it. All right, stick your finger in there. We're gonna smell it.
You're gonna let Daddy smell it. Going right up to Daddy's nose.
Let me feel the smelling it. Alright.
Hey, both of you guys gotta smell it.
James is first.
Smell it.
Oh.
So bad, right? It's this finger.
All right, get it in there really good for Mama.
Ew.
You better do it.
Okay, go
That
wash
me-
your finger.
That means you need to get more showers.
Great.
Seeing the White House, where the big boss lives.
And also, they also did a night in the museum in Washington, D.C.
That's right. Over there's the monument. The clouds are really pretty, especially on camera.
Did we see the monument inside the movie?
We did. What do you think, Paul?
Good. Great.
You like that?
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Washington Monument.
Hey, look at that. 2 points for you. You think you could build something like that someday?
No.
No?
No.
I bet if you studied, you could learn. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, you should do work bringing a rain jacket.
Now that there's a touch of rain. There was a lot of rain jacket debate this morning. Seems like rain jackets were the right choice.
Yeah. Of course there wasn't rain.
It is windy though. What do you think, Beckers?
Wow. It's huge.
It's really tall, isn't it? How's it feel, Paul? Tall?
I'm gonna fall off that.
We're just noticing that, or recognizing that the Washington Monument, although feels very tall, El Capitan is 6 times taller than it. 6 times taller. Did you find some holds? Get a single finger in there. What do they call that? A mono pull? Can you hold your weight off of it, Max? Probably not.
Dad, do you think at least one person could climb the whole thing?
No, I don't think so. Not free climbing.
Horse chariots, and let the kids know to watch out for that poop. It is out here. And speaking of poop, folks, let's go back to the 1800s. Can y'all imagine the health crisis those folks was dealing with? In D.C., it was messy, cobblestones, and it was more horses than people. It wasn't enough people to clean up all that poop. So just imagine the health crisis they was dealing with around the district.
Here at the Lincoln Memorial, and of course the Capitol and the monuments there, but the real star of the show for my kids, the baby ducks. This is the kind of family we are. We're more into nature than history. Yeah, the adults know what to do. Don't fall in this nasty water. See if you can get the babies.
House have memorials in your honor. And then also we'll see one now, one after our stop. So the first one we're going to see is the Senate is the white memorial right ahead of us. It is nicknamed the United States Peace Monument. But officially, it's actually the United States Civil War Naval Memorial. Those figures on top are grief weeping on the shoulder of history as she lists the names of the sailors lost and lives in the naval battle during the Civil War.
And so we're wrapping up our second day in Washington, D.C. Yesterday we did Museum of the Bible, and what originally attracted us to it was the Prince Caspian live-action play that we saw. And we had seen Horse and His Boy at the Ark Encounter in Kentucky, and we thought it was so good that we paid attention to future theatrical events and jumped in on it. Today we kind of did the typical touristy thing in Washington, D.C. downtown. We did the Old Town Trolley tour, and well, I don't know. It was kind of challenging, I guess. Like, somebody said the trolleys run every 30 minutes, somebody else said every 20 minutes. So we were told the 30 minutes first, and we spent, I don't know, 20 minutes standing around waiting like 2 different times because we were afraid to miss the trolley, to get picked up from the hop off, hop on. But then you end up it feels like you kind of waste a lot of time throughout the day because you're just like sitting there waiting at the stops, and then you're hesitant to jump off because you're not sure if you're gonna be able to get done what you want to get done and see what you want to see within the 20 minutes or half hour or 40 minutes, depending on what it is. And so the whole thing kind of felt a little inefficient to me. It's a nearly walkable town. I mean, if you're used to walking, I mean, we've hiked 12 miles together as a family in one day at Glacier National Park, and I mean, this town is almost walkable. And if you have older kids, then there's like scooters and things like that to rent, bikes. I don't know that I would do the trolley again, would you?
I would not.
You would not, yeah.
I think if you just wanted an overview of the city to get like the tour, but then it's a kind of expensive way to sit and hear about the city. But
Yeah.
and you get sometimes a really great tour guide. Like the first guy we got on with was amazing. He was
Yep.
so enthusiastic. He was great. And then the second one was pretty bland and not exciting. So
Yeah, she had a bad attitude. Then the third guy was really great again.
yeah.
But it's one of those things, if you're just gonna see it from the bus, then you might as well just get a bus tour. The whole idea of a hop on, hop off is you can go see the sights, but then it just felt like you lost a lot of time.
And maybe we just chose the wrong tour. There might be other better tours that have more buses.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then let's see, we went through the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. That was pretty cool. What else? We walked around the Washington Monument. We fed some ducks at the reflection pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial. And now we're about to go into the Smithsonian. So,
Natural history.
yeah. I feel like DC is maybe one of those things where you want to spend one day getting an overview and a second day, honing in on something specific. It always feels weird when you're in this town, a big place like this, and you spend like 6 hours at one museum, and then it feels like you haven't even seen it. On the other hand, if you just see everything from the car, then it kind of feels like you just stayed on the bench at the outskirts. Museum of the Bible was really great. We probably only saw a tenth of what was offered because the first thing we did was on the third floor is this really amazing tour. You kind of sat down and there was like a light show and some audio and some video, and then you moved to another room, and it was really, really well done, like top class, I would say, for museum exhibitions. And then somebody pulled a fire alarm and we all had to leave the building. And then we watched Prince Caspian, and that lasted like over 3 hours. And then we did this virtual reality thing, which was okay, but not incredible. And then basically we had to go. So it feels like we left a lot on the table at Museum of the Bible, which was really sad. Maybe one comment to that, we're Christians. I think that people who go to the Museum of the Bible are interested in Christianity or are Christians. And so you should sort of expect to find things that are, encouraging of that. Got really noisy here. Anyway, but one thing I appreciated at Museum of the Bible is they didn't seem naive to the fact that the Bible has been misused to do terrible things, that Christians and so-called Christians have been poor representatives of the faith. They explained how some verses in Ephesians had been twisted and misused to justify slavery before the Civil War. So, I don't know. On the one hand, they weren't glossing over periods of time when Christians could have and should have done better. So they clearly acknowledged that. They didn't gloss over it or brush it under the rug. And even though I'm a Christian, I still approach things with a certain sense of skepticism. and I don't like when things are shoved down my throat, even when there are things that I agree with. I just don't like that process. I would say my only criticism is a criticism of all these places is, you know, a bag of chips was $4. And I, on the one hand, recognize that nobody needs a bag of chips. So maybe it's good that they keep the entrance fees low and they make profits on the junk food. But when they say, you know, don't bring in outside food or drink, they kind of force you into that situation, and I just don't appreciate that. And I think it would be nice to see someone like a Christian do a better job on that, not necessarily maximize profits. So yeah, this was our first time in DC since we were in school, first time as parents. I was pretty surprised at how clean it was. I was expecting kind of a much dirtier, dingier, infested feeling city with like more homeless people and drug addicts and people you were nervous to be around with your kids. But I was pretty surprised. Noisy again. Anyway, yeah, I was pretty surprised at how clean it was. And also, honestly, the traffic was not bad at all. Like, I was pretty amazed. We came in on a Monday afternoon, drove around on Tuesday, drove around on Wednesday. Traffic really wasn't that bad. And people were, like, pretty friendly. I'm used to big cities like Detroit where people are honking all the time. Like, there's hardly any honking. And when there was, it was for a legit reason. And people seemed friendly about it. So it didn't feel dangerous to me having kids here and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
for what that's worth.
Felt really friendly even on the streets too, like with people passing by. It didn't feel, even asking people questions, it felt like, yeah, really friendly place.
Can we start going?
All right, where are you going?
Bye.
Toodaloo. Hope that was helpful to somebody out there.
Where can you take this?
That's what it's been like. I'm gonna buy this. Don't worry, I'll carry it. Oh, never mind.
I only have one.